Alright guys, we're going to do another submission from top. This one's going to be from mount, okay? There's a lot of submissions off of this submission. It's a submission string, is what I call it. It's a string of possible submissions. Alright, so we just did the mounted triangle and the side control triangle, each of which involved pinning the elbow with his arm. So it's like I have an overhook. I'm forcing him to underhook me, okay? And this position is very bad for him to do that. So you're not always going to be able to force someone to get the underhook. A lot of times people will be trying to bump you. They'll try and hip bump you up and over, and when they do that and you pace like this, almost everyone tries to grab around your waist for a minute, at least for a second. If they don't, like, you can still just catch it and pull it in. But a lot of the time when people go to bump and you go here, they're going to reach around for just a split second to try and bump you over, like as a last ditch effort. Whenever someone does that, we need to be ready to stop and pinch it with our elbow tight, okay? So what I did there is I pinched with my elbow and I lifted my leg up. So I'm using my thigh to pinch into his shoulder here, controlling. All right. This is an incredibly strong position. Once I have him on his side here, he's not really going to be able to move at all, and I have him super isolated. Now, there's a couple submissions we can do from here. The first one is just a Kimura. I reach back, push his hand down for Kimura. You can go palm up as well to finish it, depending on how you like. I can finish it right here. Some people have a hard time. You can finish it with the palm up. Okay. Our second option is a straight arm lock. Instead of going to the wrist, I reach under here, and I'm going to use my wrist to cut into his elbow and trap it in my neck. Then this hand reaches over and turns, straight arm lock. All right. So we have Kimura by pushing down and turning his wrist, turning his shoulder, and I reach under. I make sure this hand's blocking so he can't bring it all the way in front of my face, but even if he does, I have an arm bar opportunity if I just bring my leg over. When I'm here, I let it slide up my neck, catch it in the crook of my neck, right hand comes over, turns the elbow down so his thumb is facing downwards, and put pressure here for the straight arm lock. Now, there's something called a monoplata. It's basically an omoplata from the mount, monoplata. All I do is I'm in this position, I just bring my leg over his face. Now you see, it doesn't take a lot of flexibility. A lot of flexibility would be if I had to bring my leg up like this, but I'm just stepping over his face here. I'm just going to fall to my left. Now you see I'm still on my side. The reason I do that is if I just fall right here, he's going to be able to bring his hand up, and I'm going to lose the position. So I need to stay on my side, using my ribs to pinch over his arm. Now from here, all I'm going to do is sit back, plant both hands on the mat, sit back, and turn, and straighten this leg. Okay, that's the monoplata. It's an omoplata from mount. Here. Now it attacks a shoulder and also a straight arm lock. If he's flexible, he'll be able to bend his arm a little more, and I'll be able to put more torque on the shoulder, but if he's not, it's just going to be an arm lock right here. Okay, so he maybe bumps me forward, I pinch, control, Kimura, straight arm lock, and monoplata. Okay, those all don't require any flexibility. If you're flexible and you want to get fancy with it, there's the gogoplata, the world famous gogoplata, the amazing, oh it's so cool, the gogoplata. Gogoplata is a cool move, but it's not really that realistic. You don't see it very much in competition. Shinya Aoki was doing it a lot in MMA competition, and there's been a few gogoplatas in jiu-jitsu competition, but it's really just a flashy move. It's cool, like you can say you gogoplata someone. Gogoplata is, from the bottom, is hard to pull off. The gogoplata from mount, it's easy to pull off if you have the flexibility. All you do is bring your leg over the head just like you're going for the monoplata, but instead of falling to the side, we just sit forward here. As I sit forward, I curl my foot inwards, okay, to make sure he can't turn his head. If he does turn his head hard here, I just use my hand to turn his chin up, and then I hook. Okay? Then from here, I reach under his head and grab my foot. And I lift his head off the mat. And now I can pull up on his head to finish, or I can sit to the monoplata and just lift my arm to finish. And for any reason I miss it or it's starting to hurt my leg, I'll just sit back to the monoplata. Alright? So that's 4 options in this submission string. Here, pin, Kimura, straight arm lock, monoplata when I fall, with gogoplata when I sit forward. So that's the top omoplata submission string.